name's Sarah. Thanks for joining me today for my rundown of my sewing plans for the summer. Now this is probably coming a bit late in terms of the fact that it feels like it's been summer for ages, but I had sort of crazy work up until a certain point and now I have lots of time off, so it really feels like I can get stuck in to some sewing over my holidays. A lot of my work is term time based, so that tends to mean that during term time I'm absolutely manic, and then in the holidays I can really enjoy some of my hobbies. So I've got some plans, I've got some fabrics to show you. I need an opinion as well on which fabric. I've got 3 fabric choices for a pattern, and yeah, I thought I would just let you know what I'm planning. So first up, my husband has been on several work trips this year to Africa, and he has different parts of Africa. That's why I say Africa, different parts at different times. And he has come back each time with fabric for me, which is really, really sweet. And one of the fabrics he bought, he was sort of hoping I would make him a shirt with. And I've just not been sewing that much until quite recently, so I thought that I'd better get on with sewing him a nice shirt. So here is the print. So it's a nice like waxed cotton. I need to run it through the wash, which will soften things up a little bit. It's got this very bold design. He can pull off this sort of design and these sorts of colours, so I think it's going to look really good on him. It makes me think of like spaceships, this bit. What is going to be a bit tricky here is the pattern matching, because I think I will have to match the pattern, but it's not just like a standard repeat. So I need to, I think, roll the whole piece of fabric out, have a look at where the repeats are, and then work out the best way to cut out a nice shirt. I don't know how I pick buttons for a shirt like this. I have no idea, but I think that's going to be nice. I had to pick because he's given me quite a few different fabrics from these trips. So yeah, it was tough to pick which one, but I think I'm going to go with this one first. And I'm going to make a pattern that I've made before, which is Simplicity. I'm going to check the number, S9157. I will put a picture of him in one of the shirts I've made him previously from this pattern. It's just a really nice, fairly straightforward men's shirt pattern. He is sort of tall and broad, and it fits him with basically no major adjustments. It's long enough. That's the one thing that I was a bit nervous about, that it wouldn't be long enough for him. He's 6'1", and I'd say probably quite long in the body, but it fits really, really nicely. So I like to stick with that pattern now. I do think I want to start exploring more men's patterns. I think there's always this thing of like, even in women's patterns and extended sizing, it can be tricky, but then when you look at like men's patterns, there are so fewer patterns for men to begin with, and then like when you look at the sizing on them, there's even fewer if you're then looking for not the most standard sizing. So that's something I definitely want to explore more in the coming year. So yes, so that's one thing I'm going to make. Here also you can see the label. So there is 6 yards in this, all very neatly folded. So as I said, I've got to put it in a wash, and it's called Lape Passion Creation Contribution. Yeah, cool. So that's different for me. I've not worked with wax fabric before, so that's going to be a fun little challenge. Then next up, I am going to be sewing. I can't actually tell you what the pattern is, but I thought I would show you the fabric. I can tell you one of the patterns. So as a few of you may know, I am collaborating with Cashmerette at the moment on some of their club and standard release patterns, and I'm going to be working on their next club release pattern. That's probably next up on the cutting table for me, and I'm going to make something to go with it, so that when I take photos I've got a nice outfit ready. It's something that I think will carry through really well into autumn and winter, but obviously it's actually quite hot at the moment, so there is a way that I would style it later in the year that I can't, it like doesn't make sense for me to style it that way now. So I'm going to be making the Cashmerette Montrose top to go with this other thing, and so the Cashmerette Montrose top is like a fairly basic woven t-shirt top type thing. So it just has quite a standard t-shirt shape, but it's for woven fabrics. I have made this a couple of times previously. You can do all of the usual fitting stuff for cashmere. It's great. This time I need to remember to lower the darts because I always find the darts too high. And I'm going to be making a cropped version of it, and it is going to be out of this lovely aubergine coloured viscose satin that I purchased from Jenny Stitches Fabrics. I've got more of it than this. I actually have it in 3 cuts because I purchased some extra. So yeah, I jumped at this. I missed the first drop at Jenny Stitches because I basically really like the idea of having a satin that's in a natural fibre. A lot of satins are made from polyester and it's just not breathable. And I also think the quality, I think it's difficult to buy polyester satin online because the quality can be really variable and you can't always tell. There's like a level of sheen that I think you can get on polyester satins and you just can't necessarily tell through a screen what degree of sort of sheen there's going to be. And yes, I missed out on these colours, but they came back in stock. So this is the aubergine colour, which I think is gorgeous. So I'm just going to make a little really simple crop top. The Montrose top has a little keyhole opening with a button at the back, which is very pretty. So just really, really simple, but I think that'll be nice. I also purchased this in the navy with a view that I think the navy will go really well with other things I have as sort of a bias cut skirt, or even a gathered waisted skirt, but just to pair it with some chunky knits and things in the autumn when I'm back at work. And now I have a new collaboration, which I'm really excited about. So I was approached by Long & Craft, which is based in the US, about collaborating. And I had a look and I picked this fabric out because I mean, they had loads of gorgeous fabrics, to be fair. They had lots of really nice brocade and some quite sort of unusual fabrics that I think, yeah, are worth a look if you're looking for something special occasion or something a bit different. And I picked out this fabric, which is sort of a lace broderie. I'm going to hold it up here. So this is, here we go. Now let me try and get a single bit for you. Now the thing I liked about this, it alternates between this like more open lace and then you have like solid cotton with like 3D embroidery on it. So it comes in these sort of stripes across the fabric. You've got that gorgeous edge as well there. Beautiful. So I really liked and was inspired by this pattern, and I thought I could make a really nice cord with it. So it feels super soft. Obviously it's white, so it's quite see-through, so I'm going to have to line parts of it, but I think the texture is really interesting and it feels really high quality. I think I could do really nice things with this selvage. And yeah, I think having the pattern that changes all the way through is really, really nice. So I'm really lucky to have been sent that, and I'm very excited to make up my plans. So the plans are, when I saw the fabric, because I think you've always got to be a bit careful with white and lace that it doesn't look too bridal, but I really wanted to make like a cord set, but a little top and then a skirt. I think in the skirt, those more open lace panels will be really cute. I'll obviously line the very top parts. I'm not flashing my bum or whatever, but then I think you get like flashes of leg, so it feels, without having to make it really short, you still can get that feeling of like seeing a little bit of skin, which I think in the summer is nice. The fabric's going to be super breathable as well, so really nice to wear on a hot day. And then I've sort of got 2 options for the top. Both are cinnamon daisy patterns. So the one that immediately came to mind is this sort of tie front top that you're seeing everywhere at the moment. I'm slightly put off it because in terms of practicality, like I like the aesthetic, but I think it looks nice when it's sort of open down the front, but realistically, there just isn't really anywhere where it's going to be appropriate for me to wear a top like that, like I'm a busty gal. So although I like the aesthetic, I don't really like to make things just for the picture. If I were going to make that, I would be using the fern pattern, which is a cinnamon daisy pattern, which is a top and a dress. But I'm thinking instead I might use the Cinnamon Daisy Poppy. And I'm going to talk a bit more about the poppy in a moment because that's going to be my next more involved project. But I'm thinking I could make a skirt and then I can make the little poppy top with a little peplum, which I think looks really cute with the skirt. And again, I think I could use the lace in a really nice way. And I think it would look nice on some little sleeves as well. So I'm going to come back to this because I'm about to talk about my poppy plans. But that's what I'm sort of thinking at the moment. I think the poppy will be good because it's quite... The other thing I think with this fabric and with the cord idea is that I don't want it to just end up looking like a big like poof. And I think because the poppy is really fitted at the waist, you can sort of have a sleeve, have a bit of volume in the skirt, but you still get a bit of shape. So that's what I'm thinking, a poppy top. And then probably a self-drafted skirt. I could use, I think, the Sylvie skirt by Cinnamon Daisy, which Emma, who is the designer for Cinnamon Daisy and who does everything for them, she's made a poppy Sylvie combo, but I think the paneling might be a bit annoying in this fabric. So I'll probably draft my own, maybe flat fronted, elastic back waist skirt. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then I think it'll be just a super beautiful, like I love white outfits. I'm just a very messy person, so I have to pick my time. Now, speaking of the poppy dress, I bought this the day it was released. Emma had actually offered to send it to me for free. But I was like, no, I just want to buy it because so much, I know how much work had gone into developing it. She was offering it because I've been a big advocate for her willow pattern, which is super, super kind, but just so much time has gone into developing this fabric, and especially on getting the fit really good for curvy gals, all gals, but curvy gals. And I just sort of wanted to put my money into that company, you know, so I bought it and said, don't worry about selling it to me, I've already bought it. And I've watched other people making them and I just haven't had the time to sit down and do the toiling required. So one of the best things about the poppy pattern is everyone says the fit is amazing and the guide to getting the right fit is amazing. But obviously it's like, it's a fitted bodice, so it just takes a bit of tweaking to get it to work for you. So I'll try and put the line drawings for the poppy up here. And I think over the next few weeks, I'm actually going to have the time to start playing around with getting the bodice fit right. And the great thing is you do only have to twirl the bodice. I don't have to twirl the sleeves or anything. So it's not going to use up too much fabric. And I'm excited to get a little bit more involved. I'm thinking I might on my Instagram stories go through the process because I've not done that in a while. And I think it's probably quite interesting to see. So I am planning on making a poppy when I eventually get my fit sorted. And I have 3 fabrics. Now, I'm hoping that once I get the fit right, I want to make loads of poppies. But I want to decide, I need your help to decide which of these 3 fabrics I'm going to go with first, okay? So I will show you them here, and then later on my YouTube homepagey thing, I will put a poll so you can vote. Right, so first up, I have a new fabric that I've got from Hey So Sister. I think I've said to a lot of you before, I'm trying to get more plains into my wardrobe because I went a bit mad on the prints and then trying to put outfits together is a bit of a nightmare. But I do like some nice texture, and I saw this on Georgie's stories. Now I don't know, it's where my camera's going absolutely mental. I don't know if you can see on here, there's sort of a, well, first of all, I would say it's slightly less tomatoey than it's coming across on screen. And then it has this, let's see if I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. It's got this very slight waffle. This is just not picking it up at all. This like waffle. I'm going crazy trying to show you this and you're literally not going to see anything. It's got like a floral, you can maybe see it there a little bit, like a waffle pattern, and then these like this floral pattern as well that's going through it. So basically it's red, it's got texture. I mean at the moment I look like I've not got any makeup on and I've recently washed my hair, so I'm looking very washed out. But I do think I look good in red. I think brunettes look good in red, right? Yeah, as I said, it's coming across a bit more tomatoey on screen. I'd say maybe a bit less orangey in real life. But that's one option. So do I want to go all in on the poppy and go poppy red for my first poppy. So yeah, as I said, that's textured. You can't really see, but just trust me, it's got a nice texture on it. So that's option 1. Option 2 is a crafty pie gingham, and I have mostly, it's in the small check. I think I might have also bought this from Hey So Sis, you know, a while ago. So mostly it's in the small check here. And then I also, they had 1/2 meter left in the larger check. So I bought that too, because I thought I could maybe do some, again, maybe do like a section of the bodice in the larger check or something like that, just for interest. So that would be another option, which I think would be very nice. So that's crafty pie. And then my last option is embroidered daisies. Excuse all the creasing. So I don't know if you can see here, it's like a cotton, and then it has these little embroidered daisies all over it, which I think is very pretty. I bought this from First for Fabrics a while ago. It sold out quite quickly, but I have seen it in other places with different colour backgrounds. So that is my other option. Am I insane going for so many white garments when I'm as messy as I am? Dunno. But yes, I will put the options there below. I think all of them would make really nice poppies. It's just me trying to work out which one I want to do first. The red and the daisies are more of like a cotton. The gingham is a viscose, so it's quite a bit drapier, which I think for the skirt will make life easier, but for the bodice is maybe a little bit trickier. But I do also think it's super cute. So jury's out. Make sure you check my timeline so you can vote. Okay, and then I have a few other things that I might like to sew up. These are all quite cash projects, and it's all just going to depend on time, really. So those ones I've shown you are things that I definitely want to get done. The next one should be really, really quick, and this is a new workout t-shirt. So I am trying to get a bit more into doing some exercise at home, doing some like weight sessions and things, and my outfit of choice for doing that is leggings and like a really oversized t-shirt. And I often find that women's wear t-shirts are not long enough. Like quite often they're more fitted and they're often quite short, and I like them like really long. So I tend to make my own, and the one that I wear the most has been attacked by moths and it's not looking its best. So I bought this fabric to make a big t-shirt in Brighton in a shop called Cloth Control. I bought it a while ago, and it's this lovely heart print jersey. It feels, I can't tell you how soft this feels. It's so soft, like literally. I remember when I bought it, I thought this is the softest jersey I've ever felt. And then when I got it off the shelf, I was like, wow, I just want to stroke it all the time. But yeah, I just thought it was a really fun print when I bought it. As I said, I bought it to buy an oversized t-shirt because invariably when I'm just at home doing home stuff, I have my uniform of leggings and a t-shirt that I wear to get things done. And why not have it in a nice fun print? I use the Elba Textiles Sage t-shirt, which is a pattern I've actually used loads. It's a men's pattern, but I bought it to make, I think I made Nathan a t-shirt, and then my brothers and my dad I made t-shirts for, and then I make t-shirts for myself as well, because it's just like a big oversized silhouette, so you can't really go wrong. Super simple, but I think that's going to be kind of fun, and I can sew that up in no time, basically. Fab. And then I purchased this also from Jenny Stitches this year. This is a nice broderie on glaze in a blue shade, and I purchased this to make a skirt. So this again is going to be a flat front gathered skirt, so as in the waistband will be flat across the front, and then the back I might keep the waistband flat the whole way and have a zip. I might do elastic just because that then is a bit more flexible. So in terms of if you gain or lose weight, it's going to fit you for longer, and you can just take the elastic out and replace it. So I might do that. I'm going to see. But again, I think that'll be really wearable. I'll try and do it single. I mean, it's a great colour. They also have it in like a really bright, it's actually quite see-through that, isn't it? I'll be flashing my legs. Yeah, I just think it's nice, and I think you could pair that with like a little white, you could pair it with like a t-shirt, or you could pair it with, I've got like a white Gilbert shirt that ties the waist. I think that would be really cute. or you could smarten it up if I wanted to wear it for work. There are definitely things I could pair it with. And this then goes into my separates, my idea that I'm trying to make more separates that are plain colours so that I have things to wear my other stuff with. Okay, 2 more for you. So one is these 2 double gauze fabrics. So there's little flowers, there's big flowers, like in this like lovely sort of buttercuppy, I don't know, it's maybe mustardy buttercuppy shade. I don't know what shade this is, but it's nice anyway. And I would like to make the Emporia Patterns Penelope dress. That is what I bought this fabric for last summer, so I just need to get around to actually making it. So again, I will mix and match, like where I'm using the bigger flowers and the smaller flowers. I need to think about where each one is going to look most effective. I wonder about the sleeves and the bigger flowers, because the sleeves are really big, and you don't have like darts and stuff, so you don't have to break up that pattern as much. But yeah, I need to have a little play, but that's what I would like to make in those 2. I just love that pattern, love it. And then the last one is, I recently, as my Cashmerette collaborator role, I made their new mainline pattern, which is the Everett trousers, and I love them. I think they're really cute. I made them in a gingham check linen, viscose linen fabric, and I want to make a pink pair, which will be much more slouchy. This fabric has much more drape. This was that really reasonably priced viscose linen fabric from First for Fabrics. Yeah, I'd love another pair. I'd love a pair in a plain. I'm actually also thinking about using that pattern as a base to make some autumn work trousers as well. So lots of plans for that. But I would love to make another pair in these, and then I could either, again, wear it with a t-shirt, or I might even make a top. Maybe a little top with sleeves. Maybe a Paper Cut Patterns Estella wrap top would be really cute with the big sleeves. Or maybe something else, I don't know. But the trousers are a definite I'd love to make in this. So that is that for my plans. As always, I have more plans than I have time to make them before the season changes. I do this every year. So I'm also actually tentatively thinking about autumn plans, but it just feels too hot to do that yet. But I do have some plans for autumn, so I'll get through as many of these as I can, and then there will be an autumn makes video when we get to maybe the end of August. As yeah, my stash is looking pretty good actually, so I've got some ideas of things I could make. I would love to know what your sewing plans are. I know some people are already looking ahead for things to get colder. They might be done with the summer sewing, so do let me know if you're already moving on, or if you've got any peak summer plans. Have you made the poppy dress already? I think that dress is just like pattern of the year. I just think it's really gorgeous. And yeah, I'd love to hear what you're thinking. Remember to vote for fabric. It's going to take me, I've got a guest coming to stay for the next few days, so I'm probably not going to get to poppy until maybe Thursday when I start twirling it. But I want to get an idea of, I want to start imagining the fabric I'm going to sew it up in, and I can't make this decision myself, so please remember to vote when I put the little tally thing up. And yeah, I hope you're good, and thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. All right, take care. Bye.